Nope.
Not yet. Still 1-1.
Nope.
1-1 still not playable.
In the few games that we played today in the women's division of Mlbb in the SEA Games, everybody knows, everybody understands.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
Oh, interestingly,
That's
clock-
early.
It's very early. This is probably the fruit of their research. This kind of quick ban on a pocket or of a targeted hero ban. This is most probably a product of the research of Team Malaysia's coaching staff that they ban it out. Laos, I think that they should be banning out the 1-1 right now. Something along the lines of a Kaja and a Franco will be banned out later on. But for now, like not having an answer to this, especially of being on the red side as Laos, just ban it out. But this time it's gonna be the glue. I would say this is a reaction ban because you know that the COD can be sometimes picked against the glue.
Yeah, and since glue has been banned, most likely or actually there's a possibility that Faramis could be open for this game because not unless Malaysia will ban it out, but I believe they should ban a different hero instead.
I agree.
So Laos will be thinking whether it's 1-1 or Faramis. Oh, they
That's
wanted
odd.
the one.
Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah,
It's
that's
usually up to
odd.
red these days, but yeah, no, that's what makes this group so interesting.
Exactly. The only reason why you ban out the 1-1 as the red side is if you don't really want to pick it up, not because you don't know how to use it. I'm pretty sure that every single team right now should know how to utilize the 1-1.
Yeah. Of
course.
It's how strong it is. But it means that Malaysia is prepared for this best of one. They have that pocket strategy that they want to pick up as the first. I'm thinking either Kaja or the Arlet as their first pick.
Oh, definitely for Malaysia. Okay, so it's gonna be Arlot ban here for Laos. So since we've been seeing for Team Laos that they are banning XP lanes, possibly for Team Malaysia, it is the role that they want to limit in terms of the available heroes open.
Yeah.
Yeah, Faramis is open, Fredrin is open,
Eve is open.
Eve is open. Yeah,
So good.
Yeah.
I could vouch actually that majority of the women players are really good in terms of post-force, mages, burst damage heroes. Yeah.
So it means that, yeah, Eve should be the priority. I'm also thinking Kaja as it is a one-size-fits-all kind of hero, right? And it's going to be the Kaja.
There it is. All right.
So you still are incentivized to go for the Eve this time, though. When you think about the fact that you do have that wonderful opener for a team fight, it's also one of the strongest heroes nowadays. But in the presence of the Kaja, you might rethink it. So I'm thinking Fredrin and maybe Farsa for Laos this time. The two strong, meta picks as well.
Yep. Burst down the Kaja even before it comes up.
Yes, exactly.
Solid box. But yeah, it's so odd that from the way Group A played, now Group B, no one cares about the Eve. That's so weird. There it is.
There it is. They heard you.
Efred, Efred.
So Efred. Oh,
Oh, that's a different sound.
that's wow. That's
Oh,
okay.
Is
It's
it
the red.
too
Red on
early?
red.
Red on red.
Is it too early for the Akai pick here for Team Laos? I believe not unless they're really comfortable with using Akai. The thing here is they could use it as a jungler and as their initiator as well. Okay, Melissa for.
This
I
is
thought it was
interesting.
gonna be a Beatrix for Malaysia.
Yeah, same. Melissa typically struggles against nuke mages, most particularly Eve, because there's a lot of slows, right? Even if you stay in your dome, in your ultimate go away dome.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, there's no reason for them to steal the Farsa here because Laos can't pick it up either.
Exactly. So it's.
But they still do. All right.
A bit too
don't want-
early though.
Yeah, they don't want it to be banned out.
That's
maybe.
right.
Yeah.
Could be the case. Although I would say that this is always like the duel between the Farsa and the Eve. There was a time in the metagame where the Farsa is more favored, but I think that the previous weekend showed us that Eve is like the top commodity between Eve, Farsa, and Valentina.
There's a memory in my head now. There's a world wherein lineups had both Farsa and Eve. This is what, early 2021?
That's right.
Yeah.
But because that's when the Eve was, where the Farsa was coming in from the
Gold
side
lane.
lane. All right, there you go.
Or sometimes they swap it depending on what they wanted, but
Okay.
mostly on the
gold lane.
Farsa gold lane, right?
Okay.
Yeah, just to limit and stop the marksman already. And it's gonna be a Moscow here for Team Laos.
Yeah.
There's no prioritization on the Beatrix,
No
but
priority.
definitely for Team Laos, it's as if they are getting ready if there's gonna be a melee hero
Yeah.
here for Malaysia on this Moscow pick.
Yeah. So there's also that. I really like what Laos is thinking now. I mean, surely they do pick up the Akai very earlier on. It's almost a flex pick, although you know that it will go jungle most likely. The Moscow as the answer to the Melissa. This has been seen in MPL Indonesia and also in MPL Philippines. Particularly if you combo it up with the Eve, you kind of counter really. You make it so difficult for Melissa to position herself in the team fight because of the Eve. And then you also have that damage output with the Moscow where if you line it up perfectly well, your passive actually goes through the dome of Melissa and you have the immense amount of damage. Ultimate from the Moscow also kind of stops the Farsa Feathered Airstrike. Think about it.
If you line it up
properly. So if you are so good at lining up your spells as the Moscow, you actually have so much answers already inside of Malaysia. But, dare I say, this is not as easy as it sounds. It is actually a difficult hero to use.
Yeah, and you have to plant yourself. You have to commit. And I'm not so sure if Laos box is enough for that Moscow to pay off. Because, again, both teams are still lacking an XP laner.
Yeah.
I expect that we should see, well, there's Arlet's gone, Lapu's gone, Yuzhong's gone, right?
Actually,
So who's left?
I have this crazy thought in terms of if you have Melissa on a team, maybe in a different world, there's a possibility for a Yin, against Melissa.
Oh,
Just
wow.
use the Yin to like really have that Melissa out of the team fight. Could be a possibility, but it's as if you're having a bait hero that's also not part of your lineup, but could be a possibility here.
That? Or you just want to see the Jujutsu Kaisen skins fight each other?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
one
that's
too.
also
Likely.
Likely. So let's see Julian and Xavier, right?
As
And
well?
Yeah, why not? But okay, so we're talking about like what are the possible answers here from the Explain. I'm thinking about Grok actually, but it's immediately banned by Malaysia. Good ban on their part because Grok actually answers the Farsa, arguably the Melissa because of the flicker while charged potential, and also somewhere along the lines of the Kaja where although you can be suppressed no matter what, the fact that you can check the bushes and be the frontliner for a team is also really good. But this time it's gonna be the Lolita as the answer.
Nice pick actually for Team Laos against Melissa, and even on the combo for the Farsa with the stun.
Yep.
So a nice pick for them.
If she somehow makes it through.
Yeah.
But again, so far, Malaysia's box is fragile. Malaysia has very little box control as is, and here's how they have to clean it up. They have to fix it. Like, what XP lane can do that?
Oh, thinking, yeah, maybe Turtles does a follow-up. There's also that Baksha or Fredrin that they can pick up instead in the jungle.
Fred's still out there.
Yeah, so they can start that up. But maybe you're concerned about the fact that there's a Moskov in front. Like, you can utilize the Fredrin as a free access to the backlines, right? Even if you're very tanky, you can expose your backline. So maybe a Baksha might be better for Malaysia. So, but yeah, I heard the Fredrin. Oh, Fredrin the XP and then the tanks a lot or the lands a lot.
So the problem with Moscow in terms of late game has been answered, and this is what I'm really looking forward with the Lancelot pick of Malaysia. Is it gonna be the usual sustain type of Lancelot, or is this gonna be the usual assassin Lancelot, just to really have that Moscow out of the team fight? And Terizla has been really picked for this SEA Games, definitely.
And say what you will, we talked about the fact that this should be the Wild Wild West, but you're looking at a very standard draft for both teams, save for the Moscow. But then again, if you think about all of the semantics and the rudiments of this hero, it is fundamentally okay with the other squad, so with the other composition, so it means that it's a standard pickup anyways.
Yeah, both of them. Because again, even Team Malaysia had that unorthodox swing of Lancelot plus Fredrin immediately. But again, I personally would have seasoned the taste. I would have gone Fredrin jungle and then a tankier XP lane.
Exactly.
I don't know. They're going to be playing here. What this says, telegraphed, is we want objectives.
Yep. Well, they want to group up for sure. They want to group up as 5. You're looking at the composition of Lao. The Terizla is actually good. A hero, especially because you already know that the Fredrin is going XP lane anyways. So, although we did favor all of us favor the Malaysian team, I want to say though, the Terizla could be a good way to kind of change the tempo of the game, especially in team fights. we just said that Malaysia wants to group up, and you know the hero that likes the enemy grouping up, that is definitely Terizla, right?
So despite our predictions actually saying unanimously Malaysia should be at an advantage here,
Yeah.
I do believe Laos came in with a great draft. Like
Yeah.
that was
I agree.
good.
I agree.
In terms of team fight composition, initiation, it's really complete
Yeah.
with those factors. And probably our prediction was that maybe because of the information that we have for Malaysia as well as compared to Team Laos. I mean, we're here for the surprise. Everyone has been surprised since last week.
For sure. I like they really like how they answered. Like picking up the Eve instead of the Farsa. Normally, people will pick up the Farsa against the Kaja because if you're the Eve, you get suppressed anyways, and that's the only way to stop that ultimate. But then, if you think about it, if the Kaja commits the ultimate just to stop your real world manipulation, you already did your job, and I think you're going to be much better.
Yeah. And
yeah.
likely you'll even survive.
Yeah.
Because again, the way that Eves are played and built these days, you build that brute force breastplate,
Yeah,
item number 2 or 3.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's so hard to take you down.
I agree.
And even the damage as well, as compared to the previous Eve, is really evident. I mean, one swipe or maybe a tap could really puncture on the HP bars of the enemy players or enemy heroes.
Oh, okay. I'm actually very surprised to the point where we only saw like the standard heroes.
Yeah.
Like, but that is that doesn't mean that we will not see anything very exciting about this round, anyways. Like Fredrin and the XP lane going up against Terizla. I do feel that it's an even matchup, and you can even argue that. Actually, now that I think about it, I think Fredrin still is favored in a way.
Especially during Lord's dances.
Yeah.
And in large engagements.
Yeah.
But I think Terizla has a higher ceiling for reward. Because again, if you do find that magical penalty zone, careful, I think she got grounded there. If you do find that magical penalty zone, it's over. The magical appraisal's wrath is just damage. But the magical penalty zone could win you games from out of nowhere.
Yeah, and at the same time, even on the clearing of minion wave, if we talk about the early game, I believe Terizla is on the upper hand.
Correct.
So in terms of rotation, I believe it will be really fast for Team Laos. But for Team Malaysia, I'm sure that they are prepared for that type of pick from Team Laos. They could, I don't know if it's only me, but I see most of the times that the majority of the early rotation really goes to the XP lane most of the times recently. So it could be a thing here for both of our teams.
As we start, it's wow, this is really good. Like, I like the decision here coming out from Malaysia to park their Kaja into the bottom lane, because we know for sure that there's that massive lead that Terizla has in the first level, because you have a lot of damage already with your first skill. You already have 3.
Okay, so we're back into the game again. It's just
useless trivia again.
I mean,
inaccurate even. I'm not so sure, but.
But it's something that the viewers could actually look into. I mean, search for it just to confirm.
Yes.
Yeah, food for your thought. But yeah, again, we go back to this game. This is just a best of one, and for our players, every step is really critical on how they will really end this game. I mean, this is the moment we're in. If you make a mistake, it could be the cause of their loss for this game.
Yeah, speaking of mistake, that gold lane is fragile. Look at it. Both inspire, plant yourself into the ground, hope for the best type of marksman.
Yep. Just I think it's starting to be a classic now. I think that Moskov has found his way into the metagame just because of the fact that Melissa is very much viable. And also there's the threat of the Fanny all the time, which, by the way, wasn't really noticed.
It's a non-factor in this game.
It's a non-factor in this game, but we do know that the Moskov can be put into the metagame because of those 2 heroes.
Yeah, and you've mentioned the Fanny earlier. I believe there's a team as well for the women's division that use Fanny, so we might see that. But again, here it comes, the Divine Judgment for Arya. Real World Manipulation has been casted, but we could see a penalty zone here for Cookies. But who's going to take the turtle? Dash in for Debo, Numinum Blast. Oh, Numinum Blast from behind. First blood coming in from Cookies, and the players of Malaysia will back away.
You can see the benefit of Malaysia's roamer, who did go to the XP lane as well as get the wave clear in the mid lane very quickly because of the field that you have as the Kaja. You quickly get into your zone where you get level 4, which then gave them the advantage of that Flicker ultimate to get the -1 and then eventually get the turtle. But Mlbb didn't have his ultimate up yet, but he waited for the right moment to get his Nominal Blast. So even if it was kind of delayed to get the ultimate on the roamer, you still got the wonderful one Nominal Blast that related onto 4.
Not just Wolf, I'm not sure if you agree with me, but Debo, she didn't have enough mana. She could have started to puncture throughout all of Laos and clean up. I think that was a major part of that engagement, which gave Laos a bigger win because, yeah, Turtle went to Malaysia, but they couldn't capitalize.
Yeah, that's really true. And for Debo at that time, she's meant to have added damage with those dashes, so it's a big factor. But again, on the middle lane, that is gonna be a play and a kill here for the side of Malaysia. This is what they want, those instant kills, those instant bursts.
Exactly. This is actually super duper interesting why Cookies was there, as they explained.
That is a nice heavy spin for Karawap. And Team Laos comes in for the counter initiation. Mas Fafao is forced to use that go away, and the players of Laos really went away.
Is that not deja vu? Is that not Malaysia getting a win? Malaysia doing something right, and then just a second later, Laos is like, nope, this is how you do it.
Well, great troubleshooting coming out from Laos. Surely they did have to sacrifice Cookies. And so now the question of why Cookies was there in the middle was answered so quickly by Laos. They wanted to make a belay up top. So they first show Cookies in the middle, then eventually identified that there are 3 heroes from Malaysia in that mid lane part of the map. Now they can go up top.
Ooh, speaking of flickers, when you see for Bunny, but again, for the side of Team Laos, they want to go to execute those errors, and it's gonna be a kill for them. Karawap secures that one, and it's not till final. Another kill for Platu, and for the side of Malaysia, Arya is forced to be down as well.
Laos has CC for days. I couldn't move in my chair. I couldn't stand up if I wanted to.
Man, Malaysia really, there was a lot of overheating that you saw from Bunny, but at the same time, you saw Laos with a pixel perfect usage of their ultimates. Karawap, I didn't know that you can actually land a pin down with that kind of angle wherein you're literally just maximizing all the pixels to take out that Fredrin. And then the follow-up coming from Mlbb, you saw that they are so good at this. And look at this, through the replay, the punishment of Karawap, look at that angle. So pixel perfect from the Akai. Look at that. Beautiful angle.
That sharp part of the rock.
Exactly.
Right.
I think that's the first time we saw that kind of play.
That is definitely the first time I saw it.
Oh, that's the Laos spin down.
That's a Karawap spin.
Karawap spin. So we call that a Karawap spin.
Yeah.
I mean spin.
That's the Karawap catch. In our years of casting Mlbb, you're right. I have never seen anybody catch somebody with a heavy spin on that angle. Even back then when you would call it the Hurricane Dance, never.
No, never.
What?
And if you look at the map at that moment, I think there's a space, but there's no room for the player to like really move.
My God.
And right now we could see a Laos again, surprising everyone with those plays.
First game of the day for Karawap is already showing what he's got, what she's got.
She's a trap queen, man.
Trap queen, I like it.
She'll catch people at odd angles, man. The more you learn. Oh Lord, and they're using that to their advantage again. Laos now almost 2K gold ahead at 6 minutes in. Yeah, they're a turtle apiece, but if you're talking about ways to capitalize, Laos have taken tier 1 up top and now they're threatening this push down bottom.
Speaking of threat, there's going to be a play again for the side of Team Laos. Heavy spin has been used, but Arya is still alive. But nope, here comes the real-world manipulation. No players from Malaysia for the backup as Cookies will delay on. Penalty zone catches two. But again, for the side of Team Laos, they're ready for retreat. There's a damage from this Fredrine, but double kill already for Cookies.
Unbelievable Cookies. She almost only landed 1 good penalty zone, but she transformed it into 2-man catch on the penalty zone. I am in disbelief now. And he landed the execution strike so that they can finish up the kill onto Bunny. Bunny, by the way, almost took out Karawap, but my God, you can see the playstyle from the Laos is just all about just chaining their stuns perfectly.
It's scary. The way Laos is playing, it's like that Akai is actually a Mardis. We've seen
That's right.
Mardis jungles play
That's
this
right.
way and then just chain them up more than just the CCs. The kills!
Whoop. Oh, speaking of the play again from the side of Team Laos, another heavy spin, real world manipulation. But again, the turtle will go to the side of Team Malaysia. Here comes the Numinum Blast. The synchronization of skills of Team Laos is really on point. The next target is going to be Depot, but disengaged for all of our players.
Interesting decision from Laos to actually forgo the turtle for them to get the kill. They almost got 2 kills because of Cookies again landing the ultimate onto Honey. And look at Karawap. Oh no.
Karawap is just really in front of everyone, just zoning out the players of Team Malaysia.
That's the Trap Queen for you. Again, it's so scary. And here's what's scarier. It's Karawap and Mlbb who are not afraid. As soon as they see that green dot, they're going to click it.
Yeah, every time. I mean,
Every time.
Karawap really fits the heavy spin. It's as if she's casting it from afar, but knows that she will be able to reach the specific player that she wants to zone out.
Wall plus opponent equals wild charge. Oh!
And in the middle lane, Cookies is the treat as penalty zone has been used. Here comes the backup.
Oh, there she is.
Another heavy
again.
spin for the Trap Queen, plus Aluminum Blast coming in from the side of Team Laos. Bunny is there. Arya still alive. But a secured kill, nope. Still alive
Noose
though.
there. Noose
Still
there.
alive.
No.
Free hits from the side, and Arya is alive.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Okay.
What is this Kaja built on? I mean, they do get a kill on the fires eventually, but Arya runs away!
Yeah, but wait, speaking of running away, I think the players of Team Laos are running away because of the damage. We could see now the damage of Falfal, by the way, for Malaysia.
Yeah, kind of, you know, I think that they really wanted to give the kill to New. And I could have sworn that there's access to Crystal Nova that they didn't use before then.
Because
they had so much.
Like Crystal Nova or Void, whichever.
Yeah, she was kind of relying on the normal attacks. Unfortunately, it will not be enough. Nevertheless, they still got a kill. And by the way, another corner tip of the wall play from Karawap, the Trap Queen.
Oh, it's scary.
It's very scary. The angles are so what's the term? I can't impeccable. I'd say.
Impeccable.
They're exquisite.
Exquisite.
You
I
could have
like it.
sworn she was putting
Yeah, I
up
know.
a T-square and a compass up to her
know.
phone.
I mean, this is the first game for Karawap, but we already have a moniker for her.
Whoa!
But yeah, here comes the penalty zone for Cookies. Federer has been used, but has been cancelled by the Trap Queen, and sustaining the damage of the go away. Karawap is already low on life, but Cookies is trying to zone out the players of Team Malaysia. But it's going to be a shutdown here for Hani.
That's tough.
That's very tough.
Their core heroes, Platu, and I'd say Cookies as well, were placed in the wrong spot.
Yes, I
That's
agree.
the problem with these marksmen that you have to plant into the ground and commit for.
And there was also that usage of the real-world manipulation, which you would the first initial engagement was good, but the thing is, Karawap utilized the heavy spin to put the players of Malaysia outside of the box, but not because it is her fault. It's just that Malaysia have positioned themselves in a good spot where after the heavy spin, they will be out of that box. We are going to see it again. Great usage of the Teresa penalty zone, but look at them go.
Oh, yeah.
After the real-world manipulation, they already know where they wanted to fight. And Debo, big props to her for actually getting the right angle to take out Platu even under duress of that real-world manipulation.
And now all the more Platu has to choose her spots. She has to understand that, okay, I have to make sure that Karawap and Nu and I are in sync so that my Inspire and just spray is put to good use.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we could see right now for Bunny zoning out players of Team Laos. Platu is already low on life. That was close. But for Malaysia, they are able to destroy a turret here in the top lane. And nice minion wave management, by the way, for Team Malaysia.
Yep. We did clear out top. Fortunately for Laos, they do have the turrets, which is a very, very fast clear jungle. Oh, sorry, minion clear kind of hero. Well, onto the bottom lane, Debo already making the plays. This is really what Malaysia has been doing so well. The way that they are managing all of the minion waves, as well as the fact that they're giving a lot of farm and EXP to Debo, who is now at level 15. When it comes to the overall player goal, Debo also has got the top as she was able to take out the members of Laos in the previous team fight and then also farm out so much of the map.
Yep, Debo's making bank, and the fact that she's so hyperactive
Yeah.
across the jungle camps and even the lanes allows for Malaysia to, I don't know, very silently put a lot of farm on Fafao. Fafao, we really haven't felt much of her in the past, what,
Ooh.
6-7 minutes?
Yep.
She's a ticking time bomb. It's just a matter of time before, like, oh, wait, no, there was a Melissa here. Oops. Right?
Yeah.
It's a matter of time.
And it's deadly actually for Team Laos because when we say Melissa and the lineup is Akai, Lolita, and Teresa, these are melee heroes. And these are the heroes that Melissa actually wants
right.
to counter out in terms of shredding the HP bars of these heroes. But we can see Plato actually building that wind of nature. Maybe for her, it's not advisable to really show first her position because she's really exposed on the map.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Now, Malaysia, they still have the lead. Laos, because of the overload that we can expect from them with their team fight tools, like the real-world manipulation after heavy spin, penalty zone, as well as that Numinal Blast. All these together is a lot of explosions that you know that will be effective for their team when it comes to team fight, no matter what kind of farm they have. So even when they are banned by 2K, you have to be careful if you're Team Malaysia, because if you chain your stuns as Laos, there's so much kill potential that they have. Granted, of course, they land their ultimates perfectly.
Yep, so now Laos have to find a way to get back into the driver's seat. I think it's safe to say that since the map is blue, Malaysia is in control here. Their waves are much stronger. They have a lore to their name.
Yeah.
But look at this. It's Arya and Bunny forcing the issue. Look, they're just checking.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just really zoning out the players of Team Laos. And I believe for Team Laos here, I mean, they don't really want to use those skills as early as possible. But here comes
Bunny.
that conceal play. Bunny is in the middle, forces to use that flicker. Numinal Blast from Mlbb, but the Lord helps Malaysia to counter that play.
Lord.
As Arya will take a kill, and the players of Team Laos, only player left is gonna be NU, and the Lord is on their hands as well. Wow.
Man, Malaysia, at least the Lord of the Land of Dawn is on their side. You saw that wonderful Numinal Blast already lining up for so many members of Malaysia, but then stopped by the knockup coming up from the Lord. And look at the damage.
The burn is there. And Malaysia knocking on the base of Team Laos, coming in for the tower lock base as they will take their first win for Group B.
Man, that would have been really something that Laos could have taken. I'm pretty sure that they will have the great angles for all their ultimates up to be up. Heavy spin started off, what could have been the greatest team fight for Laos, but then again the Lord stopped it. And big props to Bunny for actually stopping that conceal play.
Yep.
And then of course Plat2, Debo, to take out Plat2 in the right moment, then take the Lord all together. I think she really, I mean, Debo is someone that you should be looking at now. For the good Southeast Asian games.
Yeah, also it's a misfortune for Team Laos on that game. The Lord actually helped to cancel out the Numinal Blast during that time.
Yeah. So I think there was a moment in the game, I'd say the early first 4 or 5 minutes, where in Wolf you may have foreshadowed the fact that Laos might be burning out. They may be overcommitting and they may be engaging, yes, in spectacular fashion, but it may be a short-term investment because suddenly, right? I can't remember.